Hurston, when she talked about black women are the mules of the world, they had to carry burdens that other women refused to bear. She was really talking about not just our experience, but psychologically, mentally, socially, the things that black women have to go through. And I think that even more so when we talk about black women in higher ed, because we're gonna look at the numbers and talk about what the numbers suggest to us. Everybody still following? Why this topic? What we already know, and you can read real well, because everybody in here is smart. And I hate when I go somewhere and people read off the screen like I couldn't see that. But what happens is there is a particular urgency to this discussion. We have seen too many black women who have been suffering from mental health issues. A couple of years ago, one of the sisters at, I think it was Lincoln? Sister high up in administration ended up committing suicide. One of the president's first black female president, Ivy League, ended up having to step down after being bullied, right? And we see these things over and over again, not to mention that a lot of times when you finally get black women who make it to the top, their tenure is usually short because of the mistreatment that they receive, right? And so when talking about this, we know that there is a particular urgency, and especially, and the other thing is too, we also got to look at now, when we have the space and the time and the opportunity like Unite to talk about what that means specifically to us, we got to do it. Because now we're getting a lot of backlash from those who are anti-DEI, right? Those who are more proponents of this whole notion of people of color. But I don't even like using that term, just being quite honest with you, right? Because people of color really doesn't speak to our specific needs. And we know that just because a person is a color doesn't mean that they're part of our struggle or they acclimate to our struggle. They understand it, right? So what happens is our struggles sometimes tend to be very specific and complex. There's a misogynoir. I love that word. I'm a wordy person, right? But the whole misogynoir simply means that for black women, there is this very complex dichotomy between racism and sexism that happens that other people don't necessarily have to deal with, because we're already fighting these stereotypes of what it means to be black, right? But then we're fighting against stereotypes of what it means to be women. And then when we combine the two, we're fighting both black and woman at the same time. I think Bell Hooks talks about how these pervasive stereotypes of black women